I had always kind of mixed up different genres of music and everything, and I hadn't done this particular thing yet, but it just kind of came to me. And I thought, well, maybe I can do it, and it took a few weeks and just did it. And then, after it took off from there, it just kind of got out of hand. It got kind of crazy.
Everything he did with that was basically illegal. The Beatles publishing company would not allow this to happen. He agreed not to do any more distribution, but it was far too late. Everybody had it. It was an instant classic.
Now look what you made me do, look what I made for you. Knew if I paid my dues, how will they pay you? When you first come in the game, they try to play you. Look my old one, blow you with smithereens, got second tape.
It's culturally as well, you have a very white thing and a very black thing, apparently, and then, you can make beautiful music together. It's very corny, very cheesy, and the whole calling it the Grey Album, all that stuff, but that's what I'm trying to do, is change people's perceptions about music and what you can do and things like that. So hopefully I'm getting there, but it's a start.
Ultimately, it was probably the most successful album of 2005. If it had actually been sold, it might have been the biggest hit of the year. Danger Mouse never made a dime. Nobody who copied or distributed the music ever made a dime. Beatles didn't make a dime. Jay-Z didn't make a dime. The Beatles' lawyers must have made some money, but nobody else did.
I'm one of the few people I think has a ton of fans that don't have any product of mine. You know what I mean? So, and that's great because it's not like it's dependent on that.
This is the typical setup I use live where, just hours and hours of cutting, trial and error, and then, once I'm actually playing stuff I've already worked out, these are kind of songs in my head where I already, I just know I have to mute and unmute on the right time, and I just, have to kind of go. So this is kind of just, simple drum beat that's really familiar. I'm going to put a cameo drum beat over top of this. So there's two drum beats playing right now. Beat A. Beat B. You can put them together. And then I sampled AC/DC, Money Talks, and you can just lay that over top. And then I can put on vocals over top of that T.I. Whenever I record for an album, I kind of do a live rendition of that, record out of here, and then I take it back in here and kind of edit it piece by piece together. I don't know about anyone else, I'd be happy paying royalties for every sample on the record, but that's not what it'd be. To actually license a sample would cost millions of dollars, which I can't afford. If sampling would be this form of music that you just can't make music off of because you have to give all your money away, that would still be cool. It would still be this, new way to make music. I think that'd be wonderful. But in a theoretical world, if I could clear every sample on there, and I had $1 million or $1 billion or whatever to do it, it would still take me probably, 50 years to go through, the legal hassle figuring all of that out. And that's just absurd.
Okay.
Just look at the camera then?
Yes.
Okay. I'm Dan Glickman. I'm the chairman and CEO of the Motion Picture Association of America. We represent the 6 largest motion picture companies. I would not say I'm the boss of Hollywood. And in fact, if I said that, I probably wouldn't have the job very long. I happen to represent them in Washington and countries worldwide as we try to deal with the issues that we're concerned about. In the U.S. Constitution, which was adopted over 200 years ago, there's only one substantive area of law that was included in the Constitution, and that was protecting creators' rights, because the Founding Fathers in the U.S. said that would be more determinative of about anything else as to how successful a country you would have, is that if you had people, imaginative, curious, thinking people who would want to build things, make things, and the theory was they wouldn't do it unless you somehow protected that right. Well, piracy is the unauthorized taking or theft of that intellectual property without compensation. Copyright, so be it.
After 3 days, the servers were back up and most of the backups restored. Now the site is virtually impossible to take down.
It was quite an eye-opener for them that there's such a large base of popular support for profile sharing and the general copyright issues.
I think in Sweden especially it's become kind of a cause célèbre. There was even a political party that was created because